Hello YouTubers, I'm here today speaking to the wonderful Sue Cooper, who is actually the founder of the Unplugged Space project. This lady's credentials run miles and miles and miles, so I'll keep it very simple. She is a registered nurse here in Nottingham. She is also a trained holistic lifestyle coach. She is a speaker for various holistic lifestyle events, and she has actually been studying traditional and indigenous healing therapies for a good 10 years now. Sue, the Unplugged Space project, this is going to really impact the hearts and minds and souls of thousands and thousands of people here in Nottingham. In your own words, can you tell me a little bit more about your story and how you came to the positive energy of mindfulness and meditation practices?
Yes, thank you, Sunita, and thank you for asking me to be talking to you today. It's been a long journey, so I'll just make it very brief. Is that I've been a nurse, a registered nurse, not clinical anymore, but now an educator for 40 years, and I've seen huge changes within health. A lot of very, very good stuff. But I was a little unwell myself over a period of time. It was to do with stress, I realise now, but it was the work-life blend of life and a very hectic life. And I wanted to find out a little more as to how I could actually find my own healing. How could I empower myself to be energised and vital? So I, over the last 10 years, have been around the world, rucksack, yes. Husband, tramped around, looking at predominantly indigenous healing. What is it that the indigenous cultures that in many places have died out, but they've managed to maintain healing? What is it? So I've looked at that, and the conclusions were very evident to me. It was connecting with nature. It was connecting with yourself. It was connecting with those around you, your loved ones, neighbourhood, community, and keeping life simple. We work at a very fast pace now, which is fine, but it's getting our own balance of having time for myself and having time for others, but actually getting the whole essence of time for me. It's self-care.
Okay.
For want of a better word.
Okay. And I feel there's something, when I listen to your words, that through this process, it's almost as if you found new meaning to life. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, well, life has taken on a totally different hue. I've become very interested in self-empowerment. I've become very interested in connecting with people who are working within the holistic framework, practitioners, therapists, and the energy that brings with it. So I talk a lot about the brilliance of science, and science has been phenomenal in terms of longevity and curing models. But it's where we sit ourselves in terms of empowering ourselves towards our own healing, because the actual word health is an art. Health is an art and a science. So where the healing science is very well known, but let's look at the art side of it. So the journey has opened my perspective very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are through this journey, what are some of the methods that you favour, that you found particularly have benefited you?
I find meditation is very much my anchor, and doing that every day. This is my own personal practice. I love being with like-minded and like-hearted people who are also interested in being of service. I love nature. I'm very much more aware of nature. I must say that whilst I've always loved these things, I've always been too busy to really stop and notice. So it's the interconnectivity of the world around me and myself.
Yes. And how does observing, so you talk about nature and how nature, sitting in nature, experiencing nature benefits you. So how would you say these practices affect your daily life? How does your life How was it before meditation and how is it now?
I think the one word I can use here is permission, giving myself permission that it is actually okay to stop, to spend a bit of time actually connecting with some quiet and some peace. So my day actually starts with meditation. I try and do it every day if I can, and then the day tends to expand so that I have more time. The practice is it makes me, it allows me to be quieter. It allows me to be more centred. It allows me to take more time from things like eating and enjoying my food. I think staying connected to yourself and your own aims, your own future is the path of meditation. I think what happens is that the outside world becomes incredibly busy and we get taken out into the outside world, which is exactly as it is. But it's finding that centre core of actually coming back and remembering what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Meditation is wonderful at doing that, because what it does is it calms the mind and relaxes the body, and then allows the clarity to start to come through. It's as if time expands for you. And it's taking things slowly. We're used to this incredibly fast-paced life. I do believe that sometimes we call it's like being a headless chicken. I want to do all these things, however I can only do so much in a day. So remembering to come back to the centre core, and this is where mindfulness comes in, because it's about connecting with the breath. It's always with us. And then as we're getting incredibly busy and sometimes a little cerebrally agitated in our life, it's realising that it's just taking one step at a time. It's being in the present moment. So taking that simple breath consciously reconnects us with ourselves. And in my day, this is something my mother always used to say to me, just take a pause, just take a breath. And when you take that breath, and that's meditation in a way, it's just that one simple breath. Bring yourself back, centre yourself, and then remember, what is it that I'm doing? Where am I at this moment in time? What am I doing now? And when we look into the future, a long way into the future, of course, the agitation then starts. There's so much to do. It's one step at a time. So I would say, moving forward, it's being in the now, it's being present, and it's being aware of when we are taken off path, and then quickly bring ourselves back. And meditation is the key to this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I just finally wanted to ask, so you've talked about the future, and you've talked about how the future can help us individually. Now, there's lots of research and statistics to show how meditation collectively can help us all as a community as well.
Absolutely.
Now, I know your ambitions for Unplugged Space are great, and the vision is to actually see the hubs shining a light in schools, colleges, wellness centres, in various different places. So what is your message about the greater positive aspects of us all bringing these tools into our lives and actually meditating as a community?
It brings the awareness that there's a whole group of people within a community, and communities are very important for this. It's the support network that we all need. We're human and we thrive on support. So it's bringing people together in community, in a central place, in the city centre, where we can join together and enjoy a collective meditation. It's incredibly powerful when you start. There's a lot of people who are actually meditating or very interested in mindfulness, but we don't know each other. So where do we find that support network, often called a tribe? Where can I find my tribe of people? Because I would say that was one of the keys when I was going through a difficult time. How can I connect with not only myself but others who are interested in a mindfulness practice, a meditation practice? So the aim of this is well-being. Well meaning comfort. So how can we all come together in community comfortably, enjoy that shared space, and around the outside of the meditation taking place, there will be wellness hubs as well, wellness people sharing their holistic approach to care. So there's a lot going on, but it's raising that vibration that we are all in this together. And as a collective, we can make a difference, not only to ourselves, but to our neighbourhood, to our community, and to our world. And when we bring peace within, we radiate it out. So that is the idea for the Unplugged Space.
Thank you very much, Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you.